All right, in this video, we're gonna talk about the ball flight laws that you need to understand. So some science behind golf, how the golf swing works, and what components are impacting your ability to hit that golf ball right, left, and straight, as well as putting draw spin or fade spin, or if you're hooking it, if you're slicing it, if you're hitting it dead straight. So there's different reasons we hit these different types of golf shots. So we're gonna get into some of the physics, some of the science behind the golf swing, understanding the impact laws and the face angle and the swing path and how this all ties together to create these different types of golf shots. So the first aspect we're gonna talk about is the face angle. The angle of the face relative to our swing path that we're making. So when we set that golf club behind the golf ball, we've got our club face aiming straight at our target, ideally. We want that club face aiming straight. So if we drew a line from our club face, it should be pointing directly straight at our target. So our target in this case, let's just say I'm on the fairway and I'm aiming at the flag stick on the green. So I've got my club face pointing straight at that flag stick on the green. So that is a straight, perfectly square club face. So now when we go to take that club face back, that club face angle needs to stay straight relative to our swing path, our swing arc. We don't keep that club face straight pointing at the target the entire time. It stays straight relative to our swing arc, that swing path we're taking. If we try to keep it straight at our target the whole way back, we would literally have to do this awkward move where we're just taking the club out here to the up high to the inside, and it'd be really awkward. It wouldn't look like a golf swing. A golf swing is when we take this arcing around our body circular motion with the golf club. So that club face has to stay square relative to that arcing motion that we're making. So when we get too much open, so if I start my backswing here and I open my club face up way too much, now the face is gonna be pointing up towards the sky. Another way to look at it is the down the line view. So if I'm aimed up at my target and I start to take that backswing, you're gonna see right now my club head is pointing almost straight. That means it's still in a straight position. If that club face is all the way shut, now it's pointing at the ground. If that club face is all the way open, now it's pointing up at the sky. So we want to keep that club face in a square, straight position relative to our arc. So as I take that club back, one checkpoint is that club should be pretty much vertical. As we get to the top of our swing, we don't want that club too open or too shut. So you're gonna feel your left wrist here. If your left wrist is bowed, where it's got this bend to it, then you're gonna have a club face that's shut. If it's hinged inward too much, where now you have the opposite bend, now the face is gonna be too much open behind me. So we wanna keep that club face pretty much square throughout the swing. Now when we come down to the golf ball, this is where it really matters. We can move it open and shut during our backswing, but when we come down into the impact zone and we hit that golf ball, that's the point where that club face has to be square. If we strike that club face square, straight at our target, now we're gonna have a straight golf shot. But when that club face comes down and it's open, so it's angling out to the right, that's gonna cause that slice spin. Or if we come down and that club face is angling shut, it's gonna hit that golf ball to the left. So having a straight club face at impact is what's gonna keep that golf ball going straight. So once you understand club face angle, then we need to talk about swing path. So swing path is the path that we bring that club head into the golf ball on. So in this case, if I take my backswing, I drop my arms down, and I swing from the inside, you can see the club's coming and it's gonna hit the inside part of that golf ball. Then that club's gonna keep going out to the outside before it finally flips over and I wrap it around my body in my follow through. So that's called an inside to out swing path. Now what most beginners are doing and why they're slicing is they're coming down from the outside. So they're casting that club to the outside and then they're cutting back into the inside across their body, and this causes them to swing left and hit that golf ball to the left. And then if they have an open face relative to that swing path, well, now they're striking the golf ball left because of the swing path, but then their open face puts that slice spin, and that's how they get that big arching left shot that then bends back to the right and slices back right. So club face, swing path, these two go together. to create different types of golf shots. All right, and the third aspect that impacts our shots is gonna be how high, how low we hit it, so trajectory. This has to do with angle of attack. So angle of attack is how steep we bring that club head down into that golf ball. So for drives, that golf ball's more off the front of our foot, our body's more tilted kind of back behind the golf ball, and we're sweeping upwards to hit that golf ball off the tee. So we're sweeping on an upward angle of attack with our driver. But with our irons, the ball is more in the middle of our stance, and then we're coming down into that golf ball, striking the golf ball, and then we strike the ground, and that's where we create a divot. So ideally we want to strike golf ball first and then ground second. So we come down with a downward angle of attack, strike that golf ball, strike the ground, create a divot. We don't want super deep divots. That means we had a super steep angle of attack down into the golf ball. So that's two different types of angles of attack. We have the more shallow, more upward angle of attack where we don't take a divot. This is like what we do for our drives. And then if our irons and wedges, we're hitting more down onto the golf ball, putting a divot into the ground based on our club hitting the ball and then continuing in the downward descent angle where it strikes ground after and takes some turf with it. So angle of attack can help impact how high your golf ball goes. When we swing down at a steep angle, we can really pop that ball up and get it lifted high into the air. When we try to help the golf ball up, we end up usually making mistakes and we don't quite get that golf ball going as high as it could be. We want to hit down on the golf ball to get it to go higher into the air. So it also depends on the loft of the club. So if our loft is higher, so wedges have a higher loft than our driver. Our driver is our lowest lofted club in the bag. So loft also is going to impact how high the golf shot's going to go. So we're going to hit our long irons like our 4-iron or 5-iron much lower than we're probably going to hit our pitching wedge or our gap wedge because they have higher loft on them when they're shorter irons. So loft combined with the angle of attack can help impact what kind of ball flight trajectory we get. So a lot of times when we're trying to hit a low shot, we want to take loft off the face. We de-loft the face. And we do this by getting that face more turned to where it's shut. So the shaft you're going to notice here is leaning more forward compared to when I first set it behind the golf ball and it's pretty straight or we have a slight lean forward. But now to take loft off that club face, we just lean that shaft forward and that closes the face over a little bit, and that's how we can de-loft the face and hit a lower shot. It also matters again with our hands. When we hit with low hands, that's going to hit a low punch shot. When we take the club up steeper and we get higher up with our hands and we come down from being up high with our hands, that steeper angle of attack is now going to hit that golf ball higher. So our hands, keeping them low and not so steep, isn't going to hit the ball very high. When we go up high with our hands and we come down at a steeper angle, that's what's going to put height on that golf ball. So again, club face, swing path, angle of attack, and then the loft of the club. These are 4 elements you have to think about when creating different types of shots. All right, so let's talk about shot type number 1, hitting the draw. This is the ideal shot most golfers want to learn how to hit. So to hit the draw, you have to do a combination of getting your swing path going from the inside to the outside to get that ball started out to the right slightly. Then we're going to hit it with a slightly closed club face. So if we hold the club face up, it needs to be slightly shut. That's going to put that draw spin on the golf ball. So it's going to start out to the right, then it's going to draw back to the left because of that closed face. So that's shot type number 1. If we want to just hit a straight shot, well then we've got to have a club face that's square and straight at our target when we hit that golf ball, and our swing path has to be coming into the golf ball on a straight path. So you can test this by setting a couple tees in the ground, forming like a gate, and trying to hit that swing all the way through the gate without clipping any of those tees, and that's going to be moving forward on a straight path. If we come in from an angle from the inside, or if we come from the outside, we're going to collide with those gate of tees that we've set up on each side of the golf ball. So the gate drill can help you learn how to swing the club through on a straight path so we can start hitting straight shots with a straight club angle. Now again, if we want to go to the right, then we need to come from the inside. If we want to hit shots more to the left to start off on our intended line, then we need to get that club coming from the outside in. So we can manipulate our swing path to change up our ability to hit right, hit left, or hit straight, and then we just adjust our face angle as well to manipulate if we want a fade spin or a draw spin. So draw, hit it to the right, draw it back left by having a right swing path with a slightly shut face. All right, then to hit it straight, we need a straight swing path with a straight face. And then to hit a fade, we want to come with an outside in swing path but have slightly open club face so that we can start it to the left with the outside to in swing path, but then that open face lets it fade back to the center. So those are 3 shot types you want to start learning how to hit it straight, how to hit it with a draw, how to hit it with a fade. Now the next couple of shots are going to be more severe. So the slice we talked about, that's when our club face is really open. It's a lot more open relative to our swing path. So if you have a very open club face, that's going to create an even bigger bending slice than just a minor fade. So you want to close that club face up more to get it turned from a slice into just a small slight fade where it doesn't curve as much in the air. Same with the hook. If we're hitting these massive hooks that really take off and they go all the way far left, almost out of bounds, that's way different than hitting a draw, where a draw has a little bit of right to left movement on it. So we need to get that club face more opened up so we stop hitting such severe hooks and we can turn them back into just regular draws. So slices and hooks are going to be related to your club face being way too shut or way too open. You can kind of adjust for it in the meantime by aiming yourself further left or further right to try to negate how severe you have that club face shutting. But ideally, we don't want to be aimed too far right or too far left. We want to get dialed in to where we can almost aim straight at our target and just have very slight draw or very slight fade on our golf shots. All right, so we've covered the slice, we've covered the hook, and then we covered the smaller variations of them, the fade and the draw. So these are 4 different shot types you might be facing if your ball's moving left and right. And then we have the dead straight shot. So this is shot type number 5, where we're just hitting it dead straight, having a straight path with a straight club face. Now the other 4 types, these are going to be if we push the ball to the right, so maybe we're coming inside to outside swing path, and then that ball just stays dead straight because the club face was nice and square relative to that swing path, so it didn't draw or fade at all, it just went dead straight. And then we have the push slice, where we come from the inside to the outside, but now that golf ball starts out to the right and then it goes further right because it's got fade or slice spin on it because we left the club face open relative to that inside out swing path. So we can start 3 different shots to the right. It's just a matter of how shut, open, or square that club face is that's going to determine whether they draw, continue going straight right, or go even further right because they've got slice or fade spin on them. Same with the shots to the left. We can start off going dead straight left. This is called a pull. It's when we come from the outside in swing path, and then we had a straight club face relative to that swing path. So we just pull it left. Now if we pull it left and it keeps hooking left, that's because we came outside to in and we had a shut club face. So that closed club face put that hook spin on it. So not only did we pull it left, but it kept going even further left. So we got to get that club face back opened up to where it creates a fade, or we get that swing path corrected so we stop hitting it left. Now the other type of shot is pulling it left by hitting outside in, then having an open face relative to that swing path, and that creates that fade or that slice that gets it going back to the right. So those are the 3 shots going left. You can either pull it, hook it left, you can pull it straight left, or you can pull it left and it slices back right. And then we've got the dead straight shot where we're hitting dead straight, and we can also hit dead straight to start, but then that golf ball starts drawing or starts fading based on having an open or shut club face. So 9 different shot types in total. You can learn how to hit based on your swing path being either to the right, straight, or to the left, and then our club face being open, square, or shut will determine how much that ball is going to curve left, right, or continue straight. So those are the 9 shot types, combined with understanding how the face angle, the swing path, the angle of attack for trajectory, as well as the loft for how high and how low your golf shots are gonna go. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Share this channel with a friend who plays golf. Let's get more people into the game, learning how to play golf. and it'll be more fun for you and your friends if you guys can go out and play better rounds of golf after implementing these different tips in these videos. So I appreciate you being here, giving me some time to watch today's tips and lessons. You can find more about our training programs, our drills, our different practice plans that we have available for golfers to utilize at foygolfacademy.com, which will be linked below in this YouTube video.